Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are back for more of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials, back with the second part of this three-parter. Last time we had the Star Beast, and it was a pretty damn solid introduction to I'm tempted to call it a trilogy. At this point, I am kind of tempted to call it a trilogy, because I think the Christmas special, is going to be entirely Shooty and Ruby, his companion. So I think that's entirely going to be Shooty. So I think that the next episode after this will be the final one we not ever have, but the final one we have, for the foreseeable future with David and quite possibly Catherine too. So yeah, the Star Beast, honestly, it was a pretty solid introduction, and it opened up very, very, very strongly and very vividly and explicitly with like a nice kind of recap of the kind of DoctorDonna adventures, and brought us right back into 14's kind of shoes again, him just stumbling out the TARDIS and running into Donna and Rose almost immediately. And we met Rose, we met Donna's daughter Rose Noble, who is just amazing and so full of heart, and the episode revolved around her in a really lovely and beautiful kind of way too. And we finally met a solution for the meta-crisis dilemma that's been plaguing the Doctor and Donna for years. Donna more so than him as well. But then we found that the meta-crisis, having passed down from Donna onto Rose as well, actually kind of split that power up and became actually made it more manageable for them to actually kind of activate the meta-crisis without actually without the level of lethality that it used to have on Donna before. So yeah, but then at the end of the episode they did let that power go. So there's been some discussion as to whether or not like the actual I think maybe like the power has gone, but then like maybe like they quite possibly don't have the knowledge of the Time Lords anymore, or maybe they will remember having gone through that. Maybe it's like, I'm not entirely sure exactly what the energy kind of itself kind of gave them. Maybe it's like, like maybe the energy itself is what was deadly, and then that was like, like the kind of catalyst for destruction should the memories ever kind of come back and then allow their kind of minds to kind of, go unchecked or anything. But then with the meta-crisis having divided between the two of them anyway, it became unmanageable. So then we, after years and years of just kind of keeping it to the side and pushing it beyond as we travelled with new companions and new doctors and new stories and everything, we finally came to a solution for that. So now Donna and Rose can both live happily ever after without, some kind of meta-crisis kind of dilemma looming over their heads or anything. Donna and the Doctor, by the end of it, were actually ready to go on like one final kind of adventure to go and see to go and see Wolf. But then Donna, being the clumsy one that she is, spilled some coffee directly and explicitly right on the new TARDIS console, and then. Yeah, now we have the Wild Blue Yonder coming up. So yeah, there were just like so many different highlights in the episode too. We had Beep the Meep as well, the Meep, who started off quite kind of cute and cuddly and innocent, and then of course diverted into a far more kind of sinister kind of being with the ideals and ideas of conquest and everything. So we had that. We had the Wrath Warriors as well, the ones who are actually sent to try and capture and contain the Meep, to no avail. We have a new Sonic and a new TARDIS, a really upgraded Sonic that can do like holograms and shields and can resonate concrete and everything, and then or even mortar rather, in the brick wall. And we have a big new TARDIS. We have a big new TARDIS, much bigger on the inside. I think arguably, at least like from my viewing experience and from my memory, arguably bigger on the inside than most of what we've had before. Stairs that go all swirly-whirly, and just like a big shiny new kind of console. That I think upon further inspection, it does look like a slightly more modernized version of like the more kind of retro kind of classic era consoles and everything, which is a really nice touch. So really hope and also am trusting that they will keep that console and that kind of interior as a whole around for 15 as well. I can't really imagine they'll only use that for 3 episodes and scrap it off. I mean, I'm sure they've got money now, but still, there's no need to just throw it away just like that. So yeah, was there anything else? I should check my notes. I do have notes. Nothing much. We met Shirley and Bingham too, Unit Scientific Advisor number 56, I think she said, 56 or 50 something. But she was badass too. She was badass, and she had a badass wheelchair with like darts and rockets and all sorts of cool shit and everything. So she was really cool. Mostly just that. Mostly the DoctorDonna and Rose and everything. And yeah, it's like a fun adventure with the noble family. I think some people have kind of pointed out that it doesn't feel as celebratory or as much like an anniversary episode as the 50th did. And I think there might be some kind of a point to that, because I think I'm not sure exactly how much of like the Doctor's being and identity, and I mean it kind of is because of the whole meta-crisis thing, and actually kind of identifying the meta-crisis and the Doctor's identity as kind of non-binary because of how that kind of identity has kind of been split and shared among the Doctor, Rose, and the Doctor, Donna, and Rose as well. So I think maybe it's gonna kind of tap further into that too, and maybe actually bringing in more of like the classic era as well, to actually kind of rejuvenate that era, and to actually kind of, like I said, and to celebrate the classics a bit more as well. But I'm kind of willing to wait and see this one and the next one to see exactly how much of like a anniversary kind of style kind of story this is going to be. But even with the first episode, it's kind of seeing David and Catherine back and being able to be themselves again, but still kind of bring some new kind of energy and some new life into both of their roles was really refreshing and really, really cool to see. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this new episode is going to hold. So I guess only time is going to tell. So yeah, just waiting for the BBC iPlayer live stream now. So just waiting for the episode to start. So yeah, I suppose I'll see you all soon.
Hie me to yonder apple tree, there to contemplate the mysteries of God's universe.
Well, don't come back until you've had a very good idea.
Is this Sir Isaac Newton?
Good day, Mrs. Merridew.
Apple tree, guy with long hair. I don't know why, for some reason I think of Isaac Newton. Is gravity about to be discovered? Gravity's on its way, yeah. This is Sir Isaac Newton. Interesting. So we get like a historical figure in this episode too. Oh, okay, that's a lot more apples. Oh gosh. Is he about to discover gravity or the TARDIS?
My friend Donna, it's Donna Noble. Ah, she just dropped some coffee.
There's a police box in an apple tree.
Blame me for all eternity. Triangulate. Could you tell me what year this is? Apple tree, apple. Man holding an apple.
He's putting it together. He's putting it together. So, oh, he doesn't. So he doesn't know. Is that a keyboard? Like a piano keyboard?
You can appreciate. Oh, come on.
The gravity of the situation.
The gravity of the situation.
Oh, she just couldn't resist. Okay, how much is this going to change history? Is he going to cite the apple, or is he going to cite...
Shavity. Havity.
You can't have gotten it already. Mavity. No, is that how they're changing history? It's mavity now, really? How hard was it for him to come up with gravity, or for him to name it that? Because, yeah, how did he come up with the name gravity? Is it derived from like Latin? Gravity, I feel like, is a word that would be derived from some kind of Latin, like gravitas. Don't know if that's like that has any kind of relation to it. But of course, the Doctor and Donna, and of course, they intervene with history somehow. These new TARDIS landings are honestly... Oh, TARDIS full of fire. TARDIS full of fire. And the doors are opening all the way out too. That's a very rare occurrence. You spill one teeny tiny cup of coffee and all of this happens. Oh.
It was brand new.
Brand new TARDIS with a now new coffee smell.
Can you fix it? Can we get back home?
Can we go see Wilfred? Is that a person?
Is it a person or a thing?
Could it be a thing? An alien? A robot? An alien robot?
We've got air, we've got light, we've got mavity.
Yeah.
The Doctor doesn't even think anything wrong with that. Even in the Doctor's mind, mavity is the right word. Shouldn't be gravity.
Was it me, or was Isaac Newton hot?
He was, wasn't he?
Isaac Newton? Huh?
Oh.
I was never that far from the I always thought.
She always thought he was gay, or like bi, or just sexually fluid. Oh, and the TARDIS is running away. The TARDIS is disappearing.
Doctor, you can get the TARDIS back, can't you? Use the Sonic.
It was in the keyhole.
Yeah, oh, he's got no Sonic now. He's just got like a non-Sonic. He's got a screwdriver.
I said, let's stay here, but you had to wander off.
You wandered with me.
Oh, like I could stop you.
Oh, they're back at it again. You spilt the coffee, yeah. They're back at it again.
Rose is waiting.
I will get you home. A mechanism on board the TARDIS called the HADS.
Hostile action defense system. Yeah, that.
TARDIS is in danger. It goes away.
So is that what happened then? Did the TARDIS sense danger? Isn't that usually when it's attacked though? If it actually collides or something?
There's something on this ship that's so bad the TARDIS ran away.
I mean, to be fair, the TARDIS can run away from anything it doesn't like. Doesn't have to be a high threshold, right?
Kick its ass!
Classic Donna Noble fashion. Shouldn't the robot be here by now? It's been a couple of minutes at least, right? How fast is that thing traveling? Assuming it's a robot, you know. And what is watching them?
Mrs. Bean.
Mrs. Bean. Oh. 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 Whoa.
The TARDIS translates, but now it's gone.
No, the TARDIS translates for me. I thought you knew 27 minutes.
Wasn't that English? Sounded English.
205, but not this one.
Good flex. Oh, pressure plates. Whoa. Oh! They got a little thingy. Yeah, okay. Like a little buggy. Okay. A hover buggy. Nice, yeah. Is it empty? Sounded kind of hollow.
I'm the doctor, this is Donna. We need help. We need to...
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, does it move one step at a time? Is it like a snail? I do like the environment design of this whole place, though. Yeah, I mean, granted, we're still indoors, so it seems like nice use of practical and kind of CG and stuff.
Well, definitely a spaceship.
Could it be like a prison ship, maybe? Like, because they landed in what looked like a cell. Could it be like a prison ship? Maybe that's why the TARDIS detected danger. Maybe there was like a prison break. There's no one around. Maybe the guards are all gone.
Oh. Someone opened an airlock door 3 years ago. And then it closed.
Someone got booted out the airlock? That looks like it could be a prison ship to me. That looks like it could be like a prison ship or like a transport ship for a prison. Whoa. God, there's so much darkness around. There's not even any stars.
The TARDIS was out of control. It's taken us to the edge of the universe.
The edge of the universe. Gosh, okay, yeah, that's creepy. That is definitely up there in terms of creepiness. Like, that's the edge. That's just nothing. I mean, what's outside the universe? Like, the universe is like a expanding bubble. Is gravity changing not going to affect any of this? Like, are they not going to identify that as an issue?
You can stand in my garden and look at the light from stars a billion miles away.
How many millions
So where's
of
the light?
light years is the universe?
It would take 100 trillion years to reach.
Oh, gosh.
That's my family.
That is frightening to think about. That's frightening to even think about.
That's an airlock door that opened 3 years ago.
That is concerning. And now there's no life signs. That you know of. Nothing the ship can detect, but something is watching you.
Is that stuff dangerous?
No. I don't think so.
Don't lick it. Don't lick it. You don't even know what is in that. Is it honey? Space honey? You just had to fucking lick it, didn't you? Oh, you prick. Oh, trust 14 to be like that.
Donna, there is no one else on board this ship.
You say that with such confidence. I almost just hate it.
What's that?
Can you still hear me?
No.
Oh, are you sure it's a good... I mean, I know it's not too far apart, but are you sure it's a good idea to split up?
Does it just get cold?
I think so.
Rose will grow up. She'll have a life.
Okay, let's not start thinking like that now, Donna. Wait. I was gonna say, what if he never actually came back? He's in there, so who or what is in the room with...
It's cold.
That's not Donna then, that's not the real Donna. So who's actually with who? What's really with them?
Such a nice man. I'd
Yeah.
love to see him again.
Even the tone of the voice is kind of different too. It sounds almost like...
Then they grow up and try to burn it. Then they get wise. They preserve it. All gets swept away. And there's the TARDIS. Still on its outcrop. By the sea. She's the only thing I've got left.
Do you miss home? Gallifrey?
I think that was the Gallifrey theme playing just ever so slightly. Yeah.
My arms are too long.
Yeah. Wow.
You need to readjust it, perhaps, to imitate the Doctor a little bit better.
Those rectangles, did you move all of them up? My arms are too long.
Oh, she's saying the same thing now. How long are they? Oh, okay, that's quite a long arm. Oh, that is a very long arm. Oh, he's got giant Mr. Fantastic hands. So are they aliens trying to imitate biological humanoids or beings or whatever?
Food is interesting. Because once I sort out the arms,
He can gobble you up.
then I have a problem with the jaw.
Oh, God, that's like Miss... What was her name? Evangelista from the library?
We are not things.
But you,
They're not things.
you are not nothing.
Oh, I think you'll find we're quite something.
Yeah, oh gosh. Oh, that just... Oh, okay. Ah. Are they huge now? Oh god, no, that's freaky. That is freaky. That is freaky deaky. That is freaky deaky. Oh, they got massive hands and faces and eyeballs and teeth. Oh, just... Stupid big hand. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Okay. Oh gosh, they're fast, they're big and they're fast. They're big and they're very, very fast now. They're big and very, very fast. Oh, ugh. That is such a visually horrifying concept.
How can we get bigger? Because you only get a certain amount of mass, don't you? Sean used to complain about that watching Venom films. He said, where's the extra mass come?
So they said they came from the nothing. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Moving closer to the. Oh no. Oh, and she's closer to them as well. Oh. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, they're in tunnels now. They can't tear open the vents, can they? Are these vents? They seem like vents. They said they came from the nothing, so clearly there's something at the edge of the universe that no one's ever seen or heard about. Oh no. No, that is one dark corridor. Don't do this to me. Don't fucking do this to me. Don't do this to me. Okay. Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll admit, shit like that is gonna get me. Shit like that is absolutely gonna get me. Shit like that is absolutely gonna get me, Reunited? Or not?
My arm is not too long. I'm trying, that's all I've got.
But if you were them, you'd pretend that you couldn't.
Yeah.
My arm.
Yeah, but maybe that's what you want me to do. I don't know.
Oh, can the copies do that now? Can they actually play along like this?
Back there out loud. All four of us know it's Gallifrey.
Where on Gallifrey?
It's not.
Oh wait, no, he's not from Gallifrey.
You don't know where you're from.
The Timeless Child. The Timeless Child. Are they really bringing that back?
I've had 15 years without you.
She's
I saw everything
updated.
that's happened to you since, and oh my
The
God,
Metacrisis updated in her head.
The flux.
The flux! Oh god, they're mentioning the flux.
It destroyed half the universe because of me.
Oh, they're actually revisiting the Chibnall era.
We stand here now On the edge of creation, a creation which I devastated. So yes, I keep running. Of course I do. How am I supposed to look back on that?
It wasn't your fault.
I know.
Oh.
I just couldn't keep it together. You have owned it. You are such a prize. What are you? Donna, where's your tie?
What?
Your tie? Where's it gone?
I took it off.
It was there, on the floor.
Oh, it's disappeared. Has it rejoined with his body? Because even Donna's clothes melted with her figure. Yeah.
It's gone. It keeps existing.
Ah. Oh, gosh.
Travel with someone as stupid as you.
Oh god, oh god, oh this is veering into horror movie material very quickly. Oh god. Oh, Doctor. I did not think that they would actually revisit that stuff so soon. I think, I guess it kind of provides confidence that they are and that they're not just ditching it behind. Oh, they're all back together again. So there's 4 of them. There's 4 of them. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
I look quite good. I can't argue. Rainbow.
Go.
Oh. Okay.
Salt.
Salt?
Can't cross salt.
Are they demons?
In our universe, it is said that vampires, demons, and ghosts cannot cross a line of salt until they've counted every single grain.
Salt is your secret weapon?
But we would feel it from so far away. Your noisy, boiling universe.
Oh, so they're from... Oh, and they got teeth. Of course they got teeth. So they're from the edge of the universe then. Yeah, not from outside of the universe. Or possibly, but yeah, most likely from the edge of the universe.
More scared we are, the more the blood pumps, hypothalamus, adrenaline. We think faster and
Yeah,
faster and faster.
gives them more information to take, yeah. Plus it's like a completely unknown environment. The edge of the universe is the perfect environment to be shitting bricks.
Why the empty chair?
Why do the walls keep moving?
What are the words in the air?
And why did the airlock open and close 3 years ago? Don't. Stop it.
I mean, they already know the airlock is how they got in, right? Think. Is that a body?
The captain of the ship,
The captain.
caught in the gravity field.
Gravity!
Mavity field.
But why?
No, he said gravity!
Captain did something you don't understand. What?
Open the airlock? Did the captain open the airlock? Like a sacrifice play?
They don't know why the captain's outside. The airlock door 3 years ago, that wasn't them coming in. That was her going out.
Yeah.
If you copied her perfectly, you could have flown the ship home.
Oh, yeah, didn't give them a chance to copy her.
She ended her life to hide whatever it is she left behind.
Yeah.
Because when she died, you hadn't completed
Yeah.
her.
Oh, yeah.
So you lost everything she knew.
Sacrificed herself to stop them from progressing. Oh.
Captain set the self-destruct slowly. So the words are a very
Oh, so it's a countdown?
countdown.
So it gets to the end of the corridor and it blows up, or it presses a number?
TARDIS brought us here just in time for the final sequence.
It took them where they needed to be, as the TARDIS always does. Yeah. Oh, he fully just bodied her out the way. Go on, Donna. Oh, yes, Donna Noble punched herself in the face. Come on, Doctor, grab onto yourself. Oh, now he's freaking... Oh, big red button. Oh, he's playing Wild Blue Yonder. Is this the real Donna?
She's not me!
No, did he leave the wrong... No.
Got the wrong one!
No. Did he take the wrong Donna? No. Oh, okay. Oh, the stairs are a slide now. The stairs are a slide now. Okay. No, you played with my feelings way too much there. You played with my feelings far too much for my comfort. Okay, no, you played with my feelings. That was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. That was uncalled for. R.I.P. Captain. You did a heck of a job. You did what you could with what you had. Oh my god. Oh god, this is by far one of the most stressful DoctorDonna adventures that this show has ever had.
She could remember us as the DoctorDonna. So she could see my life from
The flux, the timeless child.
for the past 15 years. All the time we've been apart, she could remember it.
Where have you been since I last saw you? What's happened?
Robots chases waterfalls?
Oh, okay.
And not.
You okay?
I'm not. No, I'm really not. Gonna take me time to recover from all this.
Might be a day or two out.
A day or two.
Oh, my goodness.
Wilfred! Oh, Bernard! He's back.
Wilfred,
Wilfred, oh. Oh my god. Oh, Wilfred.
I'll never thought I'd see you again after all these years. Oh, Doctor, that lovely face.
That face you remember. Oh, I can't believe Wilfred's back. Ooh. Fire. Explosions. Assault.
They're all going mad. Listen, you've got to do something, Doctor.
Except for Wilf. Wilf's not going mad.
The whole world's coming to an end.
Whoa. A plane just crashed? Oh gosh. Oh. God. Oh my god. Oh my good giddy gosh. Is there going to be a next time trailer for this? If there is, I don't want to see it. Very loving memory. Very loving memory. The further along it got, I was kind of actually glad that this one was actually kind of being like a more kind of self-contained episode as well. I'm glad it was actually self-contained. I think even though it was self-contained, I think I still love what they did with space, with the actual kind of space kind of concept around them, like them actually touching upon like what that kind of space was, like the edge of the universe and everything. Because I think even the Doctor saying that like that's like somewhere that even he's never been, it did get me thinking like, yeah, I mean, he's been to a lot of places. He's been as far back as the beginning of time. He's been as far forward as like the end of time and like the end of Earth and the end of like a lot of different kind of worlds and everything. And he's been outside of the universe. I think in season 6, I think with House, like that was a planet on the outside of the universe. I think they had to actually go through a rift and stuff and follow the signal that way. Like Starlight not reaching the edge of the universe kind of makes sense because again, that still takes time to travel. Like light is still the fastest kind of thing in the universe, but then even then, like that's the top speed, but then that's still that's the speed that has to travel. Plus the universe is ever expanding too. It's constantly expanding as the light is traveling. The edge of the universe, like that bubble, if you will, is still expanding. So I think maybe abiding by that kind of logic, it can never truly fully reach the edge of the universe either. So then because of that, that's what they see like nothingness out there. But yeah, I think as soon as you saw there were no stars, as soon as you saw that there were no stars, I was like, okay, this is eerie. This is very very like the creep factor started setting in very strongly for me because it's like, you know, if there were stars out there, it would on the one hand it'd be pretty, but then we'd at least know where we are. But then humanity's knowledge of the known universe and everything in it is already limited enough as it is. So it's you know, pretty much impossible to even try and comprehend what could be on the outside of the universe or what could be or what the edge of the universe could actively or effectively kind of be and everything. But even that visual of just total darkness, that's just oh my god, this felt like such a trait. It made me jump a lot. I think again, I mean, I'm also really very strongly kind of sensitive to jump scares too. So, you know, even like the slightest kind of like even typical ones that are so cliched, they still get me, because it's like I know how cliched they are and how cliched they're constructed to be, but they still get me because I think I don't always remember to expect them. I don't fully expect them. I don't really know what to expect going in. So even being in like an environment they recognize like a spaceship, like there was still so much about the environment that was kind of unknown to them, and like that whole kind of thing, like the fear of the unknown, what's out there, and like these new kind of creatures coming in that are just kind of unheard of and stuff, and they both have to kind of try and figure out and actually learn and everything. So previous episodes have definitely kind of creeped me out or actually given me like the chills or something, but this one actively had me like borderline, like just you know, like I had my heart on edge, had me on the edge. They absolutely fully utilized that to their advantage, and it just came up with the weirdest, freakiest, wackiest kind of shit, and absolutely made you kind of, you know, like actively dread for the characters' like lives. Even if it's the Doctor who always gets out of everything, always finds a way out of everything, they definitely made you kind of dread for him, for his and Donna's lives too. So, and I mean, I do kind of love how much kind of new territory the edge of the universe kind of still provides in a sense, because then in Flux we actually explored the division being between universes. So I think there they touched upon the concept of the multiverse and parallel universes and multiple universes actually being next to each other and everything, but they didn't really kind of explore like the concept or like the actual multiverse theory or anything like that. But then they said that like division actually is kind of sitting in the void between universes. I think we did kind of explore that space a little bit, but the edge of the universe, I think that is something. I think we've gone beyond the universe, but then the edge of the universe is the edge of the known universe. I think that's something that hasn't really been touched upon. So don't know if they're going to bring that back for shooty season. I think it would be cool if they did, but I can't really can imagine that they'll kind of hang on to that for too long. I think, you know, chances are they've got plenty of other kind of story arcs and whatever that they want to follow. But I think I do want to take some time to actually analyze that opening for a second, because I think, I don't know, it seemingly went nowhere. Seemingly it felt like more like it felt like a little more than just like a gag kind of thing, because then he even like, I think the Doctor even said it right in the end before Donna corrected him, but then they never really kind of analyzed why that was, like why they'd been saying mavity, or even why he said gravity, if they're both under the impression that it's gravity or anything. Don't even know where he came up with mavity. Like, I guess like someone else saying it to him before he can come up with it maybe kind of messes with his thought process. But I mean, granted, an apple fell on his tree, and then a blue box came flying along, and then a dozen apples fell on his tree, probably gave him a concussion or a headache or something. But then he sees a blue box sitting on top of the tree, and then a man and woman come out. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So I mean, I feel like any historical figure, after seeing the TARDIS and after meeting the Doctor and whoever their companion is for the first time, they're gonna have a lot of thoughts racing through their head. And then even when said duo start cracking jokes, I think even Donna couldn't resist saying like, you know, oh, the gravity of the situation and everything. So actually, I think maybe actually hearing the word beforehand kind of fucked with his thought process a little bit, so he can actually kind of, you know, even the Doctor using mavity later on kind of makes you feel like, okay, so maybe like was reality even temporarily rewritten to the point where even the Doctor actually thinks that's what it is, or like he didn't correct it. Like he didn't correct it, but then he also didn't really kind of catch on and be like, oh, it's not supposed to be mavity, it's supposed to be gravity. Oh no, oh, we went back and we bumped into Sir Isaac Newton, and then we screwed with the history of physics and probably like a significant portion of science. So, but then I mean, I do wonder if like gravity, like if that, I mean, they changed the word but not the concept. Like the concept would stay the same, but it's just like the word they use, because then they still kind of applied the word itself to the situation. But then I wonder if like gravity itself actually did have anything to do with the story, with what was going on. Like maybe gravity itself was actually slow. Maybe gravity's slower. Maybe stuff on the edge of the universe doesn't get pulled inwards as quickly. So maybe that's slower. So maybe because of that, maybe time can run kind of slower. I think I'm not entirely certain. Like if gravity and time and stuff can actually be connected that much. Like, you know. I mean, like, isn't it like the greater something's mass, the greater effect gravity has on it? So then the faster it falls and everything, and like the ship itself kind of is huge and everything. But then maybe if there's not enough gravity at the edge of the universe to pull it inwards, maybe it does so slowly, or maybe even not at all, or something, or just really, really slowly, because then things were still moving in the ship, and the captain's body was actually floating around there too, so maybe they're like, so there was that. The Doctor and Donna both thinking Sir Isaac Newton's hot and everything, so that happened, and then even the Doctor, I think the Doctor perhaps now being male presenting, being like, oh, is that how I think now? I think guys or like other male presenting people are hot, and then Donna's like, oh yeah, I could always see that in you, you always seem the little kind of, at the very least she was like, I always thought you were just a bit fruity, I always thought you were just a little bit fruity, but 10 definitely had like an actual flamboyance and like an extravagance to him, and like he was really, really jumpy and on his toes all the time, and he's really kind of chipper, and not to say those things are exclusively like mutually exclusive to being gay, but then with Russell T Davies writing, he absolutely would want to indulge and kind of explore the idea of like a Doctor who's actually like sexually fluid, or maybe just not afraid to express that kind of attraction and everything. So maybe there are certain kind of fruitier kind of qualities that Donna saw in him back then, that she's like, yeah, I could see it, and I can kind of see it now too. But then now it's cool to see it happen in a way that like because then even in the last episode it happened too, when 14 was talking to Shirley too, was like, I have this brilliant friend called Donna, I love her so much. He's like, oh, is that how I am? Like, do I say things like that now? So he's like actually emotionally intelligent, and he's emotionally expressive too. He's not afraid to really kind of say that he actually loves people, or that he actually feels like a great affection for them. And now he's like, you know what, Sir Isaac Newton. Russell did kind of say that like they weren't gonna fully like throw away the Timeless Child stuff or anything from Chibnall's arc as a whole, and he was really curious and really kind of eager to tap back into it and see what he could do with it and where he could go with it and everything. So to see it happening this early, where like the Flux and the Timeless Child, like those origins are actually like I actually mentioned it, like that caught me completely off guard, because I was like, okay, I thought maybe he might wait until we actually get like a proper new Doctor first, because then with David returning, maybe he'd want to revisit things from the last era he worked on and everything. But then no, he's actually not afraid to tap back into that. So the Doctor actually reeling back from that, like, how could you know that? How could you remember that? Like that happened way after you left me, and I had to leave you behind and everything. But then even mentioning the Flux and everything too, like bringing that into how that's affected the environment too. Like they're on the edge of the universe, but then it's the edge of a universe that like the Flux kind of destroyed and wreaked havoc upon too. Because then that was kind of like a point of concern for like a lot of people too. Like are they going to like mention the destruction the Flux caused? Is that going to be like a thing? Is it going to be like a thing similar to the blip or something in the MCU? Like how many different civilizations or worlds the Flux has destroyed, and how much damage it's caused, and how much of the universe could be missing or damaged because of what's happened, like the edge of the universe. Maybe that could be partly why the edge of the universe looks so empty and dark, like because of the Flux and everything. So they didn't go too deeply into it, but they did tap into it a little bit more. But I think they didn't really kind of get much proper chance to fully explore much besides from the Timeless Child, and even then that was still kind of really kind of compact and really kind of condensed like down to 13, trying to kind of process that herself and keeping that to herself like a lot of the time too. So with this one, I do kind of wonder if like, especially going into 15 as well, like if 15's kind of opener is going to be actually focusing more on actually letting Ruby in, letting his companions in, and actually kind of learning to open up and stop internalizing self-doubt and kind of all those kind of negative emotions a bit more as well. But actually seeing like even the Doctor running out of the room into the tunnel too, and actually breaking down, just slamming the wall, and actually just kind of feeling that much, like it's still reeling in from all that thing, because then that stuff is still recent. All of that stuff is still really recent and everything, and actually remembering all the stuff that happened, all the stuff that he found out as 30, and all the information, even that kind of knowledge of like you don't really know where you're from, you just know where you grew up, what you came to be. Seeing that much kind of pain and that much kind of conflict within him actually tearing away at him, and once he's finally alone, he actually allows himself to actually break down and just show off that pain. Like actually I think seeing them address that in like a proper effective kind of way was really kind of fulfilling to see. And actually like seeing that like not only are they actually gonna bring that back in and tap into that a little bit more, but they're actually gonna do that in like a respectful way and actually try and make it something that actually does kind of stick with the Doctor for at least like a little while. And just kind of seeing, especially like David's kind of acting during that scene too, actually remembering what his Doctor must have gone through in the time leading up to getting this face back too, and actually remembering that like it might be a new face, but the pain, the memories, all of that stuff stuff is still there. So it's not just Donna and the memories of all of the events of season 4 you got to worry about, but then the copy of Donna actually remembering all the stuff and actually bringing that back up and making him face that again. You know, because then even for the Doctor, maybe he thought that the Timeless Child stuff and the Flux kind of stuff maybe might have actually, and maybe as long as no one else brings it up, then it's fine, because then he can just focus on beating himself up about that. With the last episode being a lot of it kind of being on location, like even if they built sets on location, it being on location, utilizing the outside world a bit more, actually showing off environments like that too. I think for the last one, I think CGI would have been fairly simple stuff, maybe some stuff on the Meep and everything. Even Meep the Beep and the Raspberries, like a lot of that stuff was still practical and everything. And then, you know, like that kind of stuff was like really a kind of open kind of world CG, if you will. But then a lot of it was still practical and really well utilized. But with this one too, I think with this one they did the same thing. I think that they very clearly built sets for like different sections and different parts of the ship as need be, like the vent tunnels and the different rooms and the flight deck and all that kind of stuff. And even the visuals for the monsters too, like damn, like when they were all big and scrunched up and everything, scrunched together in the middle of the hallway because they grew so big, like that stuff was really well done. So the visuals, I feel like Doctor Who has always really truly shined whenever they've gone not only practical but then self-contained too. Whenever they've actually kind of you know, like even for being on a spaceship, they don't focus too much on what's outside, like the space kind of surrounding it, unless there's something specifically visually appealing. But then like they actually stick to the inside and make the inside look as spaceshipy as possible with different buttons and really kind of, you know, like the weirdly shaped corridors and everything. So with this one they did like a really similar thing with that too. And then again, like the visual, I think the visuals for this one for space felt kind of like seemed like they could have been really simple and like time kind of saving to do, because of the fact that because they decided to go with the concept of the edge of space and it being empty and desolate and really kind of eerily quiet and everything. So I do kind of get where people are going with the fact that this doesn't really feel too anniversary-like or too celebratory of the Doctor's past. I think with this episode especially, this felt like if we had like a regular, like a second regular season with the Doctor and Donna, then this feels like it could have easily just been like a Monster of the Week episode. Dialogue-wise, they did tap a bit more into the Doctor's history in the past and everything. I think with this one especially, it going into the Doctor's even further past, beyond the time, more like long beyond the time, more like going back into where the Doctor really came from and the flux and all that kind of recent history and everything. So I think that kind of stuff like is still the Doctor's history, so I guess it still does kind of count, but it admittedly doesn't feel as kind of celebratorious or as kind of, you know, anniversary like as the 50th did. So I guess, you know, like that one was done by Stephen Moffat, this is done by Russell T Davies, so I think both of them have their own ideas of how like an anniversary kind of special kind of thing would go and everything. So with this one, this, I think I'm not mad that it didn't really feel too anniversary. Like I think this episode still, like story wise and character wise and like just conceptually, like this episode still worked really well for me. It had me hooked from start to finish. It had me on the edge of my seat and it still kept me engaged the whole time. So it was a great episode of Doctor Who, and for that alone I love it. At one point I did kind of ponder, like I think they did remind me like a little bit of the Boneless, like the Boneless from season 8, like they came from like another dimension, and that one also creeped me out. That one was really creepy. That one had like a very similar kind of horror factor to it that really creeped me out the first time I saw it. So that one was a really well done episode as well. I had a hard time like kind of pinning down if they were from the edge of the universe, like if they were kind of, if they originated from there, or if they were actually just like, you know, from the outside of the universe and they managed to find their way in, but then they didn't make it very far in. They were still at the edge and everything. But then they did talk about actually hearing the noise of the universe, like actually hearing war and like you know, like they kind of grew to adapt, and they acclimated most to the kind of the feelings of fear and hatred and violence and anger and stuff like that, and like taking over and taking what's not theirs, like to taking the Doctor and Donna's kind of appearances and kind of mimicking them as best as they could. Because then I wonder like what could their original forms have been, because then maybe like maybe they started off humanoid, but then that's because they copied the captain's form, so maybe they actually managed to build like bodies of their own, but then before they could complete it or get to like an actual comprehensible kind of figure like they did with the Doctor and Donna, maybe then because the captain airlocked herself out of the ship before before they could complete, they didn't really have like a full form to go off of. So, but then they also clarified that the airlock opening was the captain going out and not them coming in. So then, you know, I kind of wondered in the beginning if this could have been a prison ship, and maybe then like prisoners escaped and that's why all the guards were gone or something. So if their original form was something completely different, then maybe they could have found their way into the ship anyhow. Like if they just kind of molded into it, or if they just kind of found some way in. But I think again, like that much of their origin wasn't too explicitly kind of, you know, explored, which I think is fine. I think it leaves a bit of mystery in it, and it kind of allows you to kind of to think and kind of speculate on exactly where they could have come from, or what they could be, if they do share any traits with like the boneless, or like they definitely had very, very creepy, very, very mysterious origins, and their way of being, their way of acclimating, their way of doing things was very, very kind of, was very horrifying, and just, you know, had me shaking and jumping about quite a bit throughout the episode. So very well done on that front. They didn't fully talk about it with each other. Like that was the first scene with the actual doppelgangers and the copies walking in. I think I will say, when that happened, I think one of the idle thoughts in my mind was, you know, are we sure this is the real Doc? Like I think we're already suspecting other life forms are on board. So what if that could be the case here? Like it wouldn't be completely out of the realm of possibility for there to be some kind of alien life form kind of mimicking, you know, the Doctor or Donna, and going into, and they've already been separated, so they'd have no idea of actually knowing straight away if it was the wrong person, or if that could have happened. And lo and behold, it frickin' happened. So yeah, and even that too, like David and Catherine's ability to actually play off of each other in both heroic and villainous ways too, like both of them kind of playing, even playing their evil selves too, like actually mocking each other and breaking each other down, trying to kind of elevate the tension and the stress in the room, even for the Doctor and Donna too, as well. Like they both played off of each other so well, and actually kind of played like played their own kind of, you know, the mockery of their own selves really well too. Like they both work undeniably well together. Season 4 already showed us that, but with this season 2, I'm so glad they came back just to prove that fact once and for all, that they actually play Doctor and companions so fucking well. So they're kind of a concept of like time passing and everything as well, because they both had different examples. They both had different examples of it. But then I think Donna's one was like slightly more kind of grounded and slightly more human. Of course, I mean, she is human after all. And I think she didn't really mention her mum, but then I think she mentioned like you know, like Rose would pop back every now and then just to see what was happening. But then she'd probably kind of move on. She'd grow up. She'd live a life, and that's what Donna would want for her. I think she wants her to be safe first and foremost, but then she also wants her to be able to grow up and have a life and live a life that she's proud of and everything. So that was like a really kind of sweet thing to see. But then Sean, being the dedicated kind of, you know, husband and father that he is, he would, you know, he would visit that same spot every day without giving up even a single day, and he would actually wait. And even when he did come back, it like 2 days would already passed and everything, which isn't a huge amount of time, but still, like I think maybe like the unspoken kind of concern was like, you know, would they also just kind of be worried sick, like not knowing exactly where she was or when she was or what her and the Doctor were up to, or if anything had happened to her. Like maybe that kind of concern would always be there, especially for Sylvia too. Like even Sylvia actually at the last minute kind of seeing the TARDIS going all bonkers and everything, and being like, oh god, I knew this would happen. So like her worst fears would just kind of be alleviated, and not alleviated, but increased and everything. His version was still really quite out there, being like, oh, maybe if the TARDIS kind of lands in like some faraway land or city or something, and then over time passes around it, but then no one can really get inside it, but then they can't really kind of burn it, they can't destroy it either. So then, but then he mentioned how like an entire civilization could be built around it, but then even over time that might pass, and like that might be torn down. With the Doctor, it's like, you know, like wherever the TARDIS goes, I think she will be able to kind of almost like live like a life of her own, and you know, like she's like one of the oldest relics in the universe, and you could easily build like a whole, almost like a religion, or like some kind of like a monument around her. Like she is her own monument, and you know, she's one of those kind of most complex kind of beings in the universe that no one can ever really truly understand or study or identify all the different ways that she works in. So because of that, like she'd almost be like a deity in her own way. Like he's just kind of being really out there and really kind of, you know, so grand and so kind of, you know, ever changing, whereas hers is like, it's kind of smaller and more kind of home based and, you know, stuff like that. Like that's like a really kind of cool kind of concept to explore, and like a really kind of cool concern on both of their ends to kind of explore as well. So it was uncalled for, it was unnecessary, it was not fair of Russell or anyone involved in that scene to play with my feelings like that. It shook me to my core how plausible it was that we could possibly lose Donna, like in this way too, all because the Doctor, you know, initially chose the wrong Donna and he chose the copy instead. And it's like the Doctor would be stuck with the copy that he'd then have to get rid of or something, you know, or then there'd be any solution to that problem. But then he'd have to go back to her family and be like, yeah, Donna's not coming home today. So, I mean, he'd be a bit more sincere than that. But still, like, the possibility of that happening inched ever closer, and it sunk into my heart like a little bit deeper the more the closer it inched towards you know, that actually happening and everything. So as Donna started screaming more helplessly as the TARDIS flew away, it did sink in like, wait, did we actually, either that copy is really, really good and she's actually putting in the effort to do it as like one last ditch attempt to get replaced, or maybe that's actually the real Donna. And it's like, oh god, we're seconds away from hitting like a thriller, like a Michael Jackson thriller ending, where it's like the copy Donna looks back at the camera with like really wide eyes to signify that she's actually the copy or something. So I don't know. That would have been a really wacky, really what the fuck ending that I don't know how many people would have accepted, but that would have been the very, very demented kind of cherry on top. So Wilfred mocked Bernard Cribbins in his wheelchair and everything. So I don't know if, like, I mean, you know, chances are they reached out to him, like I think maybe Sylvia and Rose and Sean reached out to him and told him like, oh, the Doctor came back and he's got that face. I mean, yeah, he still seemed shocked at the face and everything, but then they could have easily told him. But then, you know, either they told him or he found out, and then, you know, maybe like Unify, because Shirley knows, so maybe she told Kate that the Doctor's in the area, and then Kate passed that info down onto Wilfred, and he was like, you know, I demand you take me to London right now, because if he comes back, I need to be there when he brings my Donna back and everything. So her Gramps being the one to meet her out of everyone else there was the perfect fucking ending. And just seeing Wilfred back and seeing his face after all these years, and him reuniting with Donna and him reuniting with the Doctor that he travelled with, and I mean, now be it only for 2 episodes, but still, the Doctor he travelled with, the Doctor he worked with, the Doctor he loves so dearly. There has always been a part of me that kind of wishes, I mean, yeah, like kind of wishes that Wilf could at least get to meet the other Doctors in some sense, and I guess that's what fanfic is for, as well. You could easily have Wilf kind of meeting 11 or 12 or 13 or all 3 of them. Nostalgia's sake and everything, him meeting 14, wearing 10's face again, that is the kind of perfect way to go. No, that's the one he recognises, that's the one he knows, that's the one he loves, you know. But him kind of reunite with Donna again, reunited with the Doctor again, just after all that time, that is like one almighty trio. That is like one almighty trio. Oh, just seeing him back in is just see him so happy to see Donna back, but then the way his face drops, and he's just so shocked. He's just so unbelievably shocked to see the Doctor's face again, to see that face, to see 10's face back again as well. Like again, like the last time he saw it, you know, was back when 10 told him that he was going to die, he was going to regenerate, he was going to see that face, he was going to lose that face, presumably forever. You know, at the time they both thought forever, but now 15 years later, you know, Wilf is back. You know, note they put at the end, like, I mean, loving memory of Bernard Cribbins too. So I don't know how much we're going to get of him in the next episode. I hope as much as possible, as much as he can handle and as much as possible, but I can't imagine he would ever say no to an opportunity like this, no matter how old he is. And he'd be like, I don't care if you have to bring me in a wheelchair, do it, I'll just come in, I'll do whatever you want me to do and everything. So, and again, he'd be more than happy to reprise that role alongside Catherine and David too. Next episode is going to be David's finale, but it's also going to be the only episode with the Toymaker in it. So I think I presume the next episode will be like a Toymaker heavy episode. It'll probably have to be, because I think people kind of did also assume that like all 3 specials would have some. I mean, for all we know, all 3 special, like even the first 2 episodes have had some Toymaker influence within them. Like even Meep the Beat mentioned the boss in the first one. I think the common theory is that Toymaker is the boss and everything. So even if he only actually shows up in the final episode, then there's no telling like how much of like the previous 2 episodes he's actually influenced and everything. So given how vague the origins and stuff of the creatures in this episode were, what's to say that their origins were any more than what the Toymaker gave them? Like maybe they were Toymaker, they were obstacles put in the Doctor and Donna's path by the Toymaker to see how they would react, to see how they would actually combat that kind of a threat and everything in that environment. Toymaker could even be screwing with the TARDIS too, actually sending it to all sorts of different places and then trapping the Doctor and Donna on this kind of, on that remote and that desolate of an environment too, and actually pitting them against like each other in a sense too, pitting them against each other and pitting them against themselves and like manipulating them and everything. So, but yeah, I think for now that might be it. That's all I can really kind of think about for now. I think I'm surprisingly enough, I'm actually slightly more kind of calm and collected this time compared to last time. I think maybe like last time, just reacting to that episode alone was a kind of preparation too. I just kind of got back into the groove of reacting to something as dramatic and high octane and emotional as Doctor Who. So now with this episode, I'm actually used to it. I'm prepared. I'm, all that kind of stuff. So, but this was an absolute blast. It was an absolute blast, and I can't wait to see what more next week is coming. I mean, we have next week, and then I think what do we have? Next week is the finale, if you will, and then we have just about 2 weeks from then, because then the Christmas special is then the 25th. So I think the Christmas special might be our first kind of proper episode with Shooty and his introduction to the Doctor, which is, I think that is it's an interesting way to go. It's an interesting way to go. I think Christmas and like New Year's, if you will. I think Christmas usually is. I mean, David's first proper episode was a Christmas special. That was the first one. That was one, and then. But yeah, I think. But then I think with 11 regenerated at Christmas. 11 had like 5 minutes of his first introduction at Christmas, but then he also regenerated in the Capaldi Christmas too. So I think it kind of fluctuates here and there. But Christmas will be our first proper introductory episode with Shooty. So. Yeah, I don't know. Oh god, it feels weird now saying goodbye to David again. Like it's like I'm just getting used to him being the Doctor again, and it's like I'm super excited for Shooty. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I think it's now like I don't know how emotional or like how much more emotional they're gonna make David Tennant's second regeneration, or third, if you will, third regeneration as the Doctor. With this one actually being him changing his face again and not conserving his energy or healing himself for vanity's sake or whatever. But this one is gonna be us actually saying goodbye to David again as the Doctor. So yeah, again, I'm more than happy to welcome in Shooty. It just feels so weird actually falling back in love with David as the Doctor again, only to actually say goodbye to him next week. So I don't know. I don't know how to emotionally prep myself for something like that, but I guess we will deal with it when the time comes, as we always do, and we will deal with it together as we Whovians always do. So yeah, but for now, that is definitely it. So that is pretty much all I've got, at least for now. So that was cool. But yeah, that was Wild Blue Yonder, the second special for Doctor Who's 60th anniversary. So thank you guys, as always, so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment on what you thought of the episode and what you thought of all the shit that went down in this and all the different kind of Easter egg mentions and what you thought of the self-contained aspects of the episode and the concept and the monsters and everything. Any thoughts and theories you have on this episode and any kind of, possible thoughts you have on the coming finale as well, leave your thoughts in the comments and everything. For those interested, the full-length reaction will be available over on Patreon, so you can go check that over there too. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So until the next time, bye-bye for now.